It's your boyfriend back another one. Yo, DJ Akademiks went on stream with Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. And literally he went crazy on the beat. Like, y'all want to call him crazy? Well, look at him in this setting when he's actually making music and far away from LA, California, in Japan, in some warehouse where he's basically doing what God gave him, a gift. You know what I'm saying? And this was one of the most beautiful moments. And I feel like anybody who's a hip hop fan or core hip hop, you grew up and hip hop was kind of like the thing that you latched on to. You listened to Kanye West before, and you had that Kanye moment where you're like, this is the greatest artist of all time. Not only for his vocals and the way he's rapping, especially how smart and like it was like educated about the community, the black community plight, but at the same time witty and like comical, but not comical, but deep. It's like so many different flavors, so many different styles. And for you to see this, for what you're about to see, all I'm about to say is gonna be very heartwarming for people who just fell in love with the beats of Kanye and the music of Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. So boy, from you back another one. Let's get to it.
Yo, my boy is cutting up the album. Yay! Can you hear me?
What's good? What's good? Wait a second. Can you hear when I'm playing the samples?
Wait, could you hear me?
Can he hear samples?
I can hear it.
He can hear it or can't hear it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yo, what's good? Yo, I want to see like what's the balance of like you can hear me talking now, right?
Yes, I can hear it. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear it. But can you hear when I play these samples?
Yes. No, I can.
Okay, perfect. You know, when he was doing the interview, I had a couple people that said they wanted to only.
Really?
And yeah, but they were like, oh, we don't want to see you getting dressed and shit like that. But I like that. One of my favorite shots is the one where I got the Sean John t-shirt on.
Yeah, no. I really like the. Let me tell you this, and I told you this. I told you this privately too. I said, you're probably number one. You're the biggest interview I've ever had. But number two, you're the only person who never came to me and say, hey, listen, all these may be, whether it's unflattering or we're not ready for the shot footage, delete that. You were just like, right. Keep it rolling. Like, even when we're getting in the elevator, you're like, no, bring your cameraman. And to me, I thought that was the rawest shit possible.
Yeah, that's what it's like. You know, I tell my wife, because, you know, it's taking a second for her to digest the expression of the tweets. And I'm like, it's just like when she walks around in the pantyhose or something, it's just naked. It's just straightforward, raw, not a lot of, it's the whole thing, the $20 motto and what I'm doing with Yeezy is just get to the idea of what it is in the simplest fashion. Even when I'm working on with Yeezy right now, is just no packaging. You know how you open up like luxury goods or something, it's got the paper and the box and this.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Box,
and there's like a little, you know. There's like a little drawstring thing. Yeah.
Right. So did they get a camera's still not on, right?
Oh yeah, the
We're close. You know something? You know something? I just thought about something. You know, I sent Preacher Man off Bully the intro to Drake first.
Really? What happened with it?
It's like he said something like, oh man, don't mean to like spoil your dreams or some shit. I don't know. He just did his thing and shit. Like maybe I think before it's all said and done, like, you know, I'll do an album on him.
Pretty in the morning light, morning light. These are the things that my pretty in the morning light. Pretty in the morning light. Pretty in the morning light. These are the things.
That was making me think of so much shit going tonight. New York, chopping up, getting my first wins. But how do I make it not happen? Yo, Act, I gotta work on an album. I need to go off stream for a second, but I need to listen through these like fucking 100 records I'm listening to right now to chop up. I just found out like about 10 minutes ago, right? Yeah.
Yo, we love you, brother. We love you. Yo, let me tell you this is an epic moment. Thank you for this. Just for watching you cutting up samples. You're my childhood hero. You're the reason that before I was ever a media personality, I was a DJ. Before that, I was a producer because of you. I love you. Thank you just for that.
Yeah, thank you,
Just
sir.
for that. I appreciate you. I love you for that.
When I get more chops, we go pull up, and I'm gonna play you like how the albums come together too. The Cosby shit, crazy. I'm skating on this shit. So, thank you for everything.
Yo, I'm here all night. I'm locked in with you.
All right.
Love you, brother.
I love you. Peace.
Now, a lot of times people like to call people wild, crazy, or just, always dismissive when it comes to stuff that they just naturally just don't understand. But the more research you do on Kanye West, the more you kind of understand that he's basically a victim of this like system, or you want to call this matrix, or whatever you want to call it, right? From the ability to basically hospitalize him and put him under medication and basically take away his free thinking and free mind, uh, right around 2016 and stuff like that. You could see a lot of things change. Candace Owens broke it down, I believe, 2 days ago. And she gave us a lot of information that, quite frankly, either we wasn't paying attention to or we just didn't shed light on. And I feel like it's the proper time to shed light on it because, as you can see, when you see Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, you see him in a setting to where they don't have access to drugging him. They don't have access to institutionalizing him. He's very comfortable and he's very polite or very himself. Like if you look at his documentary, you kind of get to see the actual authentic Kanye. And you kind of got to see a glimpse of that on this stream. Because we haven't really seen many videos or content of him actually being in Japan, so we don't know what he's like in Japan. You know what I'm saying? But you can almost guarantee that he's at a little bit more peace or feel a little more safe from any hospitalization or institutionalization. We're going to play what Candace Owens had to say about that specific situation with Kanye and why he became basically this person that you know on Twitter, rather than the person that you see in Japan making this beat. So let me know what y'all think. Drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's my boy from back another banger, man. Let's stick to it.
Reflect on RFK, Kanye came out and said, "This happened to me. The cocktail of drugs, they tried to make me go crazy." When I came out and said that I supported Donald Trump, go find clips of Ye before that, before they put him in the hospital and after they put him in the hospital. And then learn or ask yourself why it is that Harley Pasternak, who is involved in psychiatrics, we're going to get to all of that. And when Kanye presented a text message where he was threatening him, saying, "I will take you to La La Land," that we ignored that. Why did we ignore somebody exposing a plausible CIA MK Ultra design that is still happening in Hollywood? We talked about what happened to Britney Spears. I think she got that full treatment. I think They quite literally drugged her out of her mind. And I think that they got damn close with Kanye, and he still recalls it. And he is telling us over and over again who did this to him, as well as providing textual evidence. So I don't really care for people to deflect about what his wife is wearing until we address the text messages that Kanye revealed to the world that no one wants to speak about. And I'm going to remind you of that. Tucker Carlson did a brilliant monologue on that when he was back on Fox, of what Harley Pasternak said and what the threat was and what the media ignored. So this is a little long, but I think that you guys need to remember it. Take a listen.
So in the run-up to this week's midterm elections, there are a lot of celebrities out there campaigning for Democratic candidates all over the country. You probably saw them, actors, singers, TikTok personalities, all doing their part for the Democratic Party. You probably weren't surprised by this. It's normal. Pop culture figures always support Democrats. Every single one of them. But have you ever wondered why all of these supposedly creative people reach exactly the same conclusion every time? They're all on the same page. How could that happen? It's an interesting question. We don't know the answer, but you should consider what happened when one of the most famous singers in the world broke with the herd. On November 19th, 2016, a week and a half after Donald Trump won the presidential election, Kanye West, now known as Ye, held a concert in Sacramento. Most people in the audience were, of course, young people and presumably Hillary Clinton voters, and presumably deeply disappointed by her loss a week and a half before. So in the middle of the show, West stopped performing and started talking about politics. Google lied to you, he said, by suggesting to its users that Hillary was going to win. Quote, Facebook lied to you. I'm not here to massage you with a fake truth telling you that Hillary's going to win over and over and over. You were lied to by Google. You were lied to by Mark Zuckerberg. Middle America, West continued, showed you how they felt. Well, at this point, some of the audience began to boo, but West kept going. He complimented Donald Trump repeatedly. At one point, he used the phrase, "Make America Great Again." It was, to put it mildly, not the kind of thing you normally hear at a rap concert. And then, 2 days later, Kanye West was in the hospital. Well, at the house of his family's exercise trainer, a man called Harley Pasternak, West apparently suffered some kind of mental break. Pasternak called an ambulance to pick him up. West was taken away, and then he was sedated with at least 7 different psychiatric medications, including benzodiazepines, lithium, sleeping pills, and olanzapine. News reports suggested that West had experienced a profound psychiatric episode. He'd gone completely off the deep end. He'd gone crazy, and they've been saying that ever since. West, over time, though, told a very different story. In his telling, after what he'd said on stage in Sacramento, Harley Pasternak was trying to shut him up. Pasternak, he said, was not simply a trainer, but instead an agent of ideological control. Pasternak's job was to keep West from straying from the script, and he's willing to use powerful drugs to do it. That's what he said. But very few people took that claim seriously. In fact, it was exactly the kind of thing a crazy person would say. My trainer drugged me into submission. He's trying to make me into a zombie. Right. Sure he did. Have another olanzapine shot, Kanye. You look tired. So that's where the story stood until the other day. Nobody believed Kanye West. Then West posted something remarkable on Twitter, which for some reason virtually all of American media ignored, which is odd because media outlets are not usually in the business of ignoring remarkable things, but they did. And what he posted was a picture of a text exchange that he had had with Harley Pasternak. Pasternak was explaining that West had better stop saying, quote, crazy stuff. In other words, he'd better get back on script, or else he would be severely punished. Quote, second option, if you don't shut up, quote, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same, end quote. Try if you can to imagine a more sinister threat than that, a more chilling threat than that. Do what I say or I will turn your brain to mush. I will destroy your relationship with your own children. I will send you back to, quote, zombie land forever. Effectively, I'll kill you. Now, keep in mind, this is from West's, quote, trainer, not his physician. This is the guy he'd hired to help him do squats. A trainer? Really? Did they talk like that at your gym? Probably not. So what's going on here exactly? Well, according to his bio, Harley Pasternak, who is not denied writing these texts, once worked for the Canadian military, where he participated in experiments that measured the effect of various drugs on the human mind. Is that training relevant to this story? We don't know. We do know that based on this text exchange, which again, Harley Pasternak has not said is untrue or fake, on the basis of that, law enforcement agencies definitely ought to be looking very closely at Harley Pasternak, who, by the way, apparently has dozens of other celebrity clients, some of whom seem to be out there campaigning. Based on these texts, this looks like a crime. Why is no one investigating it? The fact that no one is investigating it tells you a lot.
And so I want to be very clear that I have had conversations with Ye about what was done to him in that hospital, and I will never turn my back on him. I think he did one of the bravest things in the world. I think he survived, and a real effort to give him a cocktail of drugs to make him clinically insane. And we know that this cocktail of drugs exists. We know about Dr. Jolly West. We know about the CIA MK Ultra program. And for those of you that are a part of my book club and have read Chaos, you understand how real that is. Yeah, that's just where I stand on it.